I'm looking in amazement as to why this so much water. Why is the flame still coming up?
Right now on WNCN, several buildings destroyed and crews on scene for hours, battling a 4-alarm fire. Good evening and thanks for staying up with us. I'm Maggie Newland. Crews were on the scene of the 4-alarm fire in Sanford nearly all day. It started in a cabinetry shop and rapidly spread to another business right next to several homes. WNCN's Carly Griffith explains why it took so long to get the fire under control.
2 businesses were lost in a fire that took multiple crews hours to tame. And now these families are left to pick up the pieces from this devastating blaze.
There was flames shooting out of the back of the roof, so it was pretty well involved when the first units arrived on scene.
Around noon, crews from Sanford and surrounding areas were called to Roberts Cabinets and Tops. Fire Chief Wayne Barber says the flames started there and quickly worked their way through a storage building and damaged a comic book shop next door.
We feel there's a lot of contributing factors with the age of the building, the age of the wiring, and the materials that were stored in there. The wood, sawdust, lacquer thinner, stains, that type stuff that would be very flammable.
The owner of Roberts Cabinets was out of town at the time of the fire. Residents say the shop had been there for decades.
Robert has been there for 41 years, and his whole life is pretty much in there, or was.
It's been pretty active in the community for a long time.
The owner of the comic book shop lived in his store with his wife. He did not want to speak to us on camera, but said they lost around 60,000 comics, but are just glad no one was hurt.
I don't know what happened or why. I don't know, but I'm very sorry to see that happen.
Neighbor Merelda Creech watched the fire from her home next door.
Seems like the more water that the fire department was spraying on the fire, the fire was just getting bigger, and it seemed like the water wouldn't put the fire out.
The fire, such a risk and so difficult to douse at one point, crews had to kill electricity to power lines around the scene.
We had to have Duke Power kill the power along both streets because, like I say, we had an aerial here, plus we had our people working, and those lines, we just couldn't take the chance. We had to kill it.
Fire officials are still concerned about hot spots at this fire site. They will be watching the scene overnight to make sure that another fire doesn't start again. In Sanford, Carly Griffith, WNCN News Now.